Hi everyone, it's Victoria James and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and give that red subscriber button a click, let it turn gray, and become a JBaes. JBaes are the best baes in YouTube because they tune in whenever I upload to chit chat and all that about high-end and luxury beauty. Before I get started with this ranking of the luxury and high-end foundations that I have acquired so far this year, I wanted to talk to y'all real quick about the setting spray on my face today. It is from Decay. This is the all-nighter long-lasting setting spray. And this one has hyaluronic acid and watermelon fruit extract in it. And it smells like watermelon, and it makes your skin so glowy and hydrated. Like, check it out. And it still makes your makeup last up to 16 hours. So I just want to throw that out there. This is the newest member to the all-nighter family with Decay. So if you're familiar with Decay and their all-nighter sprays, you know that they are top-notch and that they do what they say they're going to do. I have linked their latest member of the family in the description box for you. This is the perfect setting spray for the summertime because you don't want to look matte, honey. You want to glow for the summertime, and you can do both. Get you a girl that can do both. Let's get hydrated. Speaking of, I need to hydrate the insides. Oh, that's good. And speaking of summertime, I am wearing Nette's Coco Fleur, and I am actually sampling it as part of their Discovery Set that drops on the 11th. If you're seeing this before June 11th, you should check it out right there on good old Sephora and get yourself the 6 fragrance Discovery Set. These so far have smelled amazing, and there is one fragrance for men that is very woodsy and quite nice. So with all the little promos out of the way, friends, let's jump right into this ranking. I wanted to play a little game with y'all. Which of the foundations I'm about to show you is the foundation that I'm wearing today? Whoever guesses correctly will get a shout out in my next video, and I will do that for at least 5 of my JBaes. So while this is a ranking, I thought about it before I pressed record, but I'm like, these are all good. Because you know my motto, right? I don't keep anything I don't like. We all saw that with the Laura Mercier video. So if I have it, I like it, and it does, you know, what I need it to do. So none of these foundations are bad foundations. With that said, I am going to rank them. Lord. Smashbox Always On. We're starting at the bike. Okay, this is the least favorite. All right. But the Always On Skin Balancing Foundation with Hyaluronic Acid and Adaptogens. This one is T10 Neutral. So I'm not even D. Okay, so that gives you an indication of their range. T stands for tan. They have a great range. You know what I'm saying? This was sent to me by Smashbox. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. And I've always loved the Always On line. Remember when the lipsticks were real poppin', the liquid lips? This is so beautiful. But it is also very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not drying. I would not wear this if I were dry skin. I'll start there. But that Always On means it's gonna grip and it's gonna hold on real tight. That's what I'm gonna say. That's why it's at the back. Because I used to love that. In my 20s, this probably would have been my favorite foundation. This would have been ranked #1. But now that I'm older and my skin has changed, I'm not primarily oily anymore. This doesn't serve me as well as it would have back then. But I do like it, and I do wear it, and I do really enjoy the way it looks. It looks like it's really hydrating. The hell they do that? It looks like your skin looks like skin, and it looks great, and it's full coverage and all of the things. But that one little like, it's got a strong grip. And that doesn't make it a bad foundation. That's why I still have it and still use it. That just means buyer beware. If you have dry skin, you're probably going to want to avoid this foundation unless you go in with a lot of hydration beforehand. Next up is going to be from Makeup Forever. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Glow. Skin Hydra Glow foundation, and my shade is 4N62. I picked up the travel size because I have the full size of the original one, and I didn't want to buy another full size foundation at the time because I think I picked up 4 foundations when I bought this, so I knew I wasn't going to use all of it. Let me tell y'all something about this one. The problem that I had with Always On is the opposite problem I have with this one. It is very glowy. And that's what it's supposed to be, all right? I am combo, for anybody who doesn't know. Most of my skin is normal, but I'm still a little oily in the T-zone, so I consider myself combo. But this is pretty on, and it looks really, really pretty. I don't feel like I get the same longevity in terms of having to touch up as I do with the original, so I do feel like it gets a little bit, you know, too glowy for my liking. I wouldn't call it greasy by any means, but it does get a little too oily for my liking around the 6-hour mark, and then I need to, you know, do a little tap 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 in the oily areas. But other than that, it wears beautifully, and it does wear evenly. It's got a gorgeous finish. It looks like you drank all your water that day, friends. 75 ounces gone. All right, it's all up in there. Honestly, truly, it is what it says it is. It gives ultimate hydration and glow to your skin, that healthy looking skin that that we are after for most of the year. We want to look, you know, like effortless and your skin but better, and all of those things. That's what you're going to get with this foundation. It's really stunning. I just, you know, I know I keep saying it, all of these foundations are great, but if I have to nitpick, that's what I'm telling you about. That freaking setting spray really did it did its big one, because my skin looks so nice. I really did quite a bit of powdering around this area, and it does not look like it at all. Next up is from Hermes. Now, Hermes did not drop this product this year. I picked up my correct shade this year. So do not, you know, I know, friends. This is what I've acquired this year. That's why it's in here. So this is, for anybody who's not familiar, the Hermes Plein Air Natural Enhancing Complexion Balm with SPF 30. And this shade is 80 Barania. They have, I believe 2 more shades after this, or 3 more, I should say. It's 85, 90. Is it 85, 90, and 95? 2 to 3 shades after this. I picked up 90 the first time. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I was doing, child. And what I will say is the reason that this is ranking where it's ranking, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 foundations here, so we're at number 7 out of the 9. The reason why it lands here is because this is not the easiest thing to get. I don't know. You can go into select Hermes boutiques. There's one in Boston, nearest to me, where you could actually get the Hermes Beauty line. You can go, as far as like going in store, Neiman Marcus, again in Boston. And you can order this from Nordstrom, but you cannot go in store and swatch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't actually like touch it. At least not where I'm at. Okay, it wasn't easy for me. Some of the girlies down in like Miami and stuff have Louboutin and Hermes Beauty just sprawled out in their boutiques, in their department stores. You ain't got it like that up here. So for me, this was not easy to shade match and then exchange and all of that. So I ended up selling my first shade and then picking this up at a later date because, you know, the hype had died down and I was interested in other things, and so I waited. And that is why it ranks where it ranks, and not because it's not a beautiful foundation, because this is a beautiful foundation, and it actually shocked me because I thought it was a skin tint or like a balm, you know, like a complexion balms within the same realm as a skin tint. But this packs the pigment. It's a foundation. It's a foundation. You can get medium to medium full with this, girly. And depending on your skin type, you want to use it sparingly if you're closer to oily, or you can build up the coverage if you're closer to dry. It has a soft matte finish, and throughout the day it wears into more of a luminous finish, and I really like it. And Vikeejeah is absolutely perfect for me. It was worth the wait. I really like this product a lot, and the plein air line in general has been one that I've really enjoyed. If you have been looking at the Hermes releases and maybe not been as impressed, I mean, I've definitely talked about the blushes and the chapstick and all of that business, but this foundation is really fabulous, and I think something that if you are into luxury beauty, you should have in your collection. And this is a twist cap, just to be clear, y'all, with the emblem. I hope y'all can see that. It has the Hermes emblem there, and then your shade is going to be listed on the back. And this is a twist cap, even though it looks as if you can pop it open. Like, it looks like at some point there's going to be a little notch in there for you to flick it open. No, you're going to twist the cap, and then you're going to squeeze it out from there. Here we go. It is Sisley's Fetal Taunt Perfection foundation. My shade is 6N Sandalwood. My friends, this is such a pleasant surprise. I had a bit of a time with the Sisley foundations in the past. I had some difficulty with shade matching. I'm number 6, but I couldn't figure out which 6 I was for a little bit. It was touch and go there. And the frosted bottle doesn't help when you're trying to pick it out online. You can find this a little more readily than the Hermes in store, at least where I live. I can go to a couple of Nordstrom's, Saks, Neiman's, and be able to swatch. So that's what I ended up doing in order to figure out 6C Amber as a shade that I could use. But it wasn't perfect, but I rolled with it. I said, I like this product. I think it looks really pretty on. And these were, I think it was the Fetal Taunt. It was one of the earlier ones where the bottle was kind of like rounded. I think I'll post a picture right here, the one that I'm talking about. It was that foundation where I ended up getting rid of the number 6 and then getting 6C as my better shade match. Then they came out with Fetal Taunt Nude, which was a skin tint, and I bought 6C Amber again, and I like it. Again, it's still in my collection. I like it. But then when this product came out and I saw the shade range that they were offering, they had 6N Sandalwood, and I was like, yes, finally a neutral. And then I heard that they've always had 6N, and I was like, wait a minute now, what y'all talking about? Because I ain't never seen 6N anywhere when I was trying to purchase a foundation. So I don't know if that was in store, online, what the deal was. I still don't know. The jury is out, but 6N Sandalwood is perfect for me. So I went ahead and purchased this. I said, let me go ahead and give it a try. And I love it. This is beautiful. This has the perfect amount of coverage, the perfect soft matte finish. It has great lasting power. It's just beautiful. And like, you know, it's an oil-free product. So my oily girls, woo, this is the one for you. This is the one for you. Out of everything, with the exception of one more thing, one more product that I'm going to show you guys. But this is so good. I love the new packaging that they're giving us. It's a little more luxe in my opinion than the previous iterations of things. It says here, ultra long lasting skincare foundation and oil free. So you're getting the Sisley skincare in here as well. And I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I do believe this is over $100 for this foundation in the States. But you can get this baby for 88 bucks if you buy it off Selfridges. That's what I did. Again, you gotta check this one out. This is so fantastic. It ranks where it ranks because it is a matte finish. And that is something I don't go for as often. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's good. It's certainly not like always on. It's still a comfortable matte. And I really love the way it wears. And it actually stays that way throughout the day. It's very balancing. But it is a matte finish. So that's why it's ranking where it's ranking. We are at the halfway point. So I want to know, which foundation do you think is going to rank at #1? Go ahead and comment below. And whoever guesses right will also get a shout out in my next video. Next up is Ilia. Okay, so this is the Skin Rewind Blurring Foundation and Concealer Complexion Stick. So you can do it all with this complexion stick. And I think that that is really amazing. I also love the ergonomic design. You know, you put your finger right here to pop this open. You hold your foundation stick by this little divot right here to swipe it on. Boom, boom, boom. And it blends in very well, very easily. And you can build it up. Love that. However, if you will look right there, because I'm wearing it. Huh? Did you guess right? So as you can see right there, and maybe a little bit on this side too, the coverage, you know, I don't want to use a lot of product to get the coverage that I want. And so for that reason, I have ranked it where it is, because I love the way it looks. As you can see, it's beautiful, absolutely stunning. And the shade range, they have really stepped their game up with the shade range and with the shade matches specifically, how complex they are and how spot on they are. That was one of the big sort of selling points when they were promoting this foundation stick, or complexion stick rather, is how seamlessly it blends into your skin, how it's like swiping your skin on. it's really amazing. And my shade is 33N Palm. I have 3 of these because I did a full dedicated video. Most of these, if not all of these, have their own video, so you can just, you know, you can check that out. But I love the new design. I love the shade range, all of that. I just believe that you have to have pretty damn near perfect skin in order to not use a lot of your product. So I feel like you're going to go through this quickly if you have problem areas to address, unless you go in with something else like a color corrector, which is fine by me. I mean, obviously I like it. I love it. I wore it for the video, all of that. Like, it's still a beautiful product. But again, I have to nitpick in order to rank these products. So as I'm looking here and I'm thinking about, oh, okay, how am I going to do this? I have to find like that little bitty issue in order to put them in the ranking that I am doing. Now I'm like, I want my skin to look like skin, so I don't want to put too much on. And then if I achieve like medium to medium full, then I'm gonna run out of this thing in a couple of months. So yeah, that's my one little caveat when it comes to the Ilia complexion stick. But that should not deter you from buying it if you want to try it. It is so beautiful. Next up is going to be one of the new girlies on the block, and that is the Fenty Beauty, our new answer to the hydrating foundation that they came out with and then discontinued. My God, today, why did they do that to us? This is the Soft Lit Hydrating Luminous Longwear Foundation. Sorry, not hydrating, it's naturally luminous. There we go. Naturally luminous longwear foundation. It is hydrating. It's still hydrating. That's just not the first word. So my shade is, can y'all see that? Let me see. There we go. Number 410 is my shade. It is described as a golden shade, warm golden. I would call it warm neutral. like, yeah, I would call it warm neutral because it's a great match. It beats the hell out of 420. And as I just mentioned, this was the this is the new answer to the hydrating foundation that is now discontinued. That was my favorite of the foundations that Fenty has launched. This is the ultimate. This is the only one that I need. They did their big one. This is a very beautiful foundation. It's got great coverage. I would say, if you know, finding my flaw in this product would be finding your shade. And that's not for a lack of shades, because Fenty has, what, 50 shades now? So it's not for a lack of options. It is for the way that they describe their shade. I am not golden, so I bypassed this shade a long time ago. And I didn't have to. In my review of this particular foundation, I did explain to you all that there's a huge jump between what they consider a neutral in the shade range between the high 3s and the 4s. And I just feel like that does a disservice in describing it that way, because this could have easily been described as a warm neutral. I think so many more people would have reached for it who, you know, share my complexion. So I'm not sure who's deciding what's what, but it would behoove Fenty to maybe go in there and make a little bit of changes so that people can make more educated decisions and not have to do the return game. This foundation is so beautiful. It looks like your skin, or you know what, let me not even do that, because it actually does look like makeup, in my opinion. It doesn't look makeup-y in a bad way, but you definitely look like you got something on, because it gives a perfecting, it gets, hey, this is going to remove all the flaws. It is not full coverage by any means, but it is going to get you together. It is going to perfect your skin. And for that reason, because we all know there's very few people who have perfect skin, right? So we all know you got something on, but it's stunning. I do not stutter very often, but that just really tripped me up. We're in the top 3. You got any guesses on number 1? Now I'm really struggling with this. I'm not struggling with number 1. Number 1 is what it is. I already know. All right. Okay. Prada Reveal Foundation. My shade, I have to pull it out to show you, because this is the component, but this is the refill, because these are refillable. DW80. This is another one where, hold up now on this, you know, the shade range names and all of that. And don't get me wrong, I ended up with DN85 as my initial choice, so I wasn't that far off. But I wouldn't have chosen warm for myself, because again, I'm not warm, I'm neutral. But the neutrals in Prada's line were giving a little too, like, there was like a tinge of gray. It was a tinge. I didn't look gray, but it just didn't look quite right. When I switched to the warm, totally changed the game. This looks absolutely perfect on me. This wears all day long. It stays how it finishes all day long. And when I say all day, it's definitely 12 plus hours. So you can get a whole day out of this foundation. It is so beautiful. The difficulty is in finding your shade. And this is Prada's first foray into beauty. So I think we might see an improvement in that in the future. But I love the idea of this entire line. I love the refills. I love the curation of colors in their color products. I love the formulas of their lip products. And I really adore their foundation formula. I've heard mostly positive reviews, but I would say kind of mixed reviews on how people feel about this. I definitely think it is intended for those of us with like normal or combo skin. I feel like you know, if you're too dry or too oily, you might feel away. But if you are resting in the middle, I think that you will really enjoy this foundation. It's very balanced. It's just, it's a soft matte finish, but that soft matte eases itself into skin-like. I wouldn't even say luminous or radiant or anything like that. You're going to get a skin-like finish by the time you get to the end of the day. It is so incredibly balanced. And like nothing else in my collection, really. As far as that goes, where it starts off soft matte and it ends with that skin-like finish. I usually get like it starts off soft matte and then I'm dabbing it by the time we get a little later in the day. So we got the top two, my friends. Let's do this. Skirt. Urban Decay's Face Bond Foundation, man. My shade is 33 Deep Neutral. This came out of nowhere for me. I'm sure y'all probably already knew about it. Victoria, you know, you late, whatever. I don't know. But it just came on my doorstep. Urban Decay sent me a PR package with this, the all-nighter spray, and a sponge, a makeup sponge. And I'm gagged, okay? I am gagged at how amazing this is. It was not on my radar at all, but it is waterproof, 24-hour wear, soft matte finish, full coverage. And the match is matching. I'm going to put this up there, and I know we're only in the middle of the year. This is one of the best foundations this year. It really is. I don't have a problem with this at all. There's nothing wrong with this. What can I say? That it comes in a squeeze tube and not a pretty glass bottle. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's not number one because my number one is something that is replacing something else that is my number one. But this is something that I can very easily see myself reaching for every day. The fact that it is a squeeze tube is probably the only reason that I wouldn't give it number one. But this makes ease of use and travel, like domestic travel, very, very good. Like I'm definitely going to travel with this. Look at how slim it is and I'm still getting 1 ounce of product. So yeah, I could see myself purchasing this once I run out of this easily. It doesn't take a lot of product to get that full coverage. You have 3 different ways that you can apply it for 3 different levels of coverage. Full coverage, you want to use your fingers. Medium coverage, use a brush. That's what I use. Light coverage, use a sponge. Man, this was such a great and pleasant surprise. And because it wasn't on my radar, I don't really shop Urban Decay anymore, if I'm being totally honest. I was so glad to have received this and been able to check it out. Their shade range, in my opinion, is cool. I will say this, it is spread out equally. So you've got your fair to light, light medium, medium tan, and then deep dark. Or dark deep. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how they flip that. But it is spread out very nicely. Everybody gets the same amount of shades to choose from, and the warm, cool, neutral of it all is also evenly dispersed, so you can find something for yourself in this range. Shout out to Urban Decay, y'all did your big one. This is a very, very stunning foundation. And now for number one. I hope you guys have guessed. Put your guesses in the comments section, because the winner, number one, the best foundation this year that has actually managed to scoot La Mer off of her pedestal, is Christian Louboutin with their liquid foundation. How, Victoria? Why, sis? I'm gonna explain. Now, when I first purchased this, and listen, this shade range is ass. That's, yes, facts. I don't like it. I don't like the shade range. It's got a weird, again, like spread of the undertones and the amount of like light to tan, I want to say, or light to like tan deep is far more than when we get into like deep and rich. It's way more. I am shade 60W. Is it on the bottom here? Ooh, very small, y'all. I don't even know if y'all can see that, but there it is, 60W. But yeah, like, y'all better fix that. Let's start there. Christian Louboutin Beauty, because you can. You have the money to do it. I don't want to hear it. On fucking red bottoms y'all sell, you can absolutely come out with a 40 shade range. Don't even play with me. Outside of the kerfuffle of the shade range, man, this is such a good foundation. Ugh. It is so great. Damn, son. And it's $78. There are more expensive foundations in this ranking, and this is the best one. My favorite Holy Grail foundation is almost twice what this cost at this point. Have y'all seen the price increase on La Mer? I'm not willing to pay it anymore. I'm just not. Okay? If I can't get that girly from the CCO, I don't want her no more. Why would I do that when I have this? So it does the exact same thing. I've talked ad nauseum about La Mer and how incredible that foundation is and how it just makes your skin look amazing, and it lasts all day, 13-hour plus. You can count on it no matter what the weather, no matter what your skin type, all of that. You could just count on that girl. And that is what I get here for 78 bucks. I don't need La Mer's broth. I got my skincare on lock, okay? It's all set. I'm very happy with my skincare routine, especially with my Nira honey. I'm very happy with my skincare routine. I'm good. This does everything that La Mer does for $78. That's all I can tell you. That's all I need to tell you. And I'm talking about the longevity too. All of it. So once they get that shade range together to where, you know, it makes sense and we've got enough neutrals for the dark skinned girls and like all of that. Once they get that together, I feel like this could be the next, like, not viral, because I don't feel like La Mer's foundation is viral. They already had their moment of being that girl and it's just a classic at this point. But I feel like this could be one of the ones where it's mentioned in the conversation. So that is why it ranks #1 for me, because once Chestnut runs out, that's the last shade I have, because I had to get rid of Sienna because Sienna was expired. But once my Chestnut runs out or expires, La Mer gonna have to, I'm gonna catch it on sale, or it's not gonna be in there because I don't need it. And I'm serious. There you have it, loves. That is my ranking of luxury high-end foundations so far for 2024. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Have you tried any of these? And if you have, whether or not you agree with what I said. Let's chit chat and all that, because that's what I love to do with y'all on this channel. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time seeing me, hey girl, hey, how you doing? Go ahead and click that red subscriber button. Let it turn gray. Become a JBaes. Join the JBaes fam. All right. Shout out to everybody. I had fun. And I hope to see you in the next video. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.